Okay guys, in just a few moments I'm going to remove the stock. What I'm going to do is I went to Home Depot and I picked up a 1/8 by 3/4 of an inch packet, actually two 1/8 by 3/4 of an inch tension or roll pins, if you will. And then I picked up another packet of 1/8 by 1/2. And I'm going to start off with the 1/2. I think that's going to be enough, but they're so inexpensive. Got them at Home Depot. In the event that these was too small, weren't adequate, I've still got this as a backup. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to grab a 7/64 drill bit, which is just one notch down from the 1/8. And in theory, because this really isn't explained in the still photo presentation that I looked at on the web, this will be just a little bit smaller than the pins, and I should be able to kind of press fit it in there. It should fit nicely. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to switch over to the tripod camera now and show you how to remove the stock from the Stag Arms Model 8, which is rudimentary as far as removing is concerned. Okay, we're ready to start work now. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the magazine, which is empty. I've already checked, and the gun is not loaded. I'm just going to pull out the bolt carrier group and the Bravo company or gunfighter handle, and then we're going to remove the upper. I'm left-handed, so this is a bit of a challenge for me. It's funny how I shoot righty, but taking down the rifle can be a bit of a challenge for my right hand. There we have it. We're going to put this away off to the side, off camera, and then now we've got our lower available to us. Now, I'm going to find the appropriate Allen wrench and remove the Allen screw that has the stock pinned. Just a couple of twists. Doesn't require a lot of torque. And then we're going to remove the lever release and slide the stock right off. God, this thing is ugly, but functional. But I want beauty and functionality. You can see I use this with the buffer tube, and we're going to be drilling through this portion and setting the pin. Now, if you take the tension pin, we can see that the 1/2 inch pin is going to be just about perfect. I'm just not sure how thick the stock is, and that's why I got the larger pin. And it just may be that the larger pin is going to be where they go. I just don't know yet because I've never done this before. So let's have at it. So I'm going to move this off to the side so that because we have the extension exposed, and we're going to move to the Magpul stock now. And we're going to grab, I don't believe this is the correct size, so we're going to grab the correct size for that. And we're going to remove the miscalculation, the Allen bolts that are in the bottom of the butt plate of the ACS stock. I'm going to release those. Now, you know what, I had a bore snake in there. I was trying to check out whether it would fit or not, so let's get that out of there. You can see that this particular little compartment can come in handy. You keep a bore stake with you in the field. Now, let's continue removing these. This won't take too long. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the camera just to remove the screws because it's going to be boring for you. Okay, we've got the screws out. Now we're going to gently pull on this. Now there's a couple of tabs on both sides here that need to pop off. It's a little bit tough at first. You don't want to break them. You want to go a little bit easy, and it just pops right out. You can see they've got little corners on them. You don't want to do this a lot. I tend to think that eventually they'll break, but this is a very well made stock and very well made, very sturdy, so you can do it a few times, I'm sure. Now if you're looking here, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to get behind the camera to see where we're at, but if you look in here, you'll see. I'll tell you what, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my tactical lights and get a better view. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to try to shine the light in there. and see if you guys can see what I'm looking at. But if you look down along the right side, you'll see the rubber tabs. I'm trying to do my best here with behind the rubber tabs that hold on the battery compartment, there's a couple of tabs. Boy, that's really tough to see. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can. But I'm going to have to use a flathead screwdriver to unsnap them so I can remove them. What I mean by battery compartments, if you pop these out, you can see how you can store batteries down in here. And there's another compartment here, and you actually need to remove these anyway. You can see how I put my fingers in there. And way in here is where those tabs are. Really tough to see. I think. Oh, there we go. I think we got a. I think you can see that. It's kind of tough with the camera. I'm no photographer, but maybe you can see that. I'll know more when I put it up on the computer screen. But I've got a very small viewfinder, so it's tough to see. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. Let me dig up a flathead screwdriver and see what kind of trouble I can get into. Okay, so here's what we have. According to the pictorial explanation, this battery tube should easily slide back and then pop out on both sides of the stock. Now, I've tried everything short of shattering this thing to get it to slide down the keyway, which is on the inside, so that I can get it to a position where I could use the flathead screwdriver to pop it out, and it's just not giving. So I'm considering doing something a little bit different. Now, I've taken a close look at the stock, and I see right here in this little area here, you have an exposed surface, which would be similar to what we would have found had we removed this, only on center. Excuse the motion of the camera here, we're just trying to locate it properly. Now, according to the pictorial that I viewed, here, underneath here, at this location is where you would normally pin it. Now, I'm not sure what difference it will be having the pin here as opposed to back here, but I'm willing to give it a try, since if I'm wrong, the battery cover will cover my work and it will still be kind of a stealth mod. So I'm going to give it a try and see if it effectively pins the stock and whether or not the pin holds up. But I can't see any difference in stress whether it's here or here, since the buffer tube or extension, if you will, the spring runs down the tube and stops at the end. Whether it be here or here, I would think it's the same amount of stress, but I'm no physics professor, so. But I'm willing to give it a try, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to wrap her up so we don't get any shavings anywhere in the lower. See if we can get a firm hold on this. Take a look. Exactly where I want it. It's going to go slowly. We don't want to do anything. See how we're doing. Doing good. So what we want. Let's continue. Okay, got a little bit of a problem. We lost our bit. That's not something I anticipated. I'm going to shut the camera off and see what we can do for some triage here.